find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
The Rutherford Roundup brings you local headlines in minutes, weekdays, wherever you listen, or wgnsradio.com/Rutherford Roundup.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro. FM 100.5 Smyrna. Audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is The Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Oh, good morning. Brian had to give me the finger twice. I didn't appreciate that, Brian.
You always look surprised when it's time to go on the air.
I know. You'd think.
After all these years?
I think the way to describe it is slow on the uptake.
I've heard that about you. I just never really put two and two together.
But now you have?
No, I meant to say I've never put two and whatever.
But you're not going to believe what I noticed this morning, Brian.
What did you notice, John?
Something you've got to take care of immediately.
Uh-oh. Okay.
When you pull into the parking spots downstairs, there's a sign there with WGNS on it. It doesn't have the G like this.
Oh, I know. It's got the old logo.
The old logo.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? Just wait till you move?
We'll probably change logos before then. Oh, I don't know.
I think the G is so cool, you and your son's creation, that I like it. I've grown to be very fond of that little angled G with a little flash to it.
I think we're going to work on some swag with just the G on it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like a hat with just the G.
That'd be cool. I think on your door coming up, you just have the G as you come in.
Which one is that? The outside door?
No, the glass door at the top up here.
I used to have one on there. I don't know if there's even a logo on it.
I think there is.
Okay.
So I like it. But today, Brian, and Brian's going to help me later, folks, Lord willing, I like to research music history, and I did for both yesterday and today, and there's just nothing worth promoting, in my view, or using to garner songs from that particular day in music history. But now on the 17th, that was a big day. That's when the Eagles released their greatest hits album, which became the biggest selling album in U.S. history.
Oh, yeah.
40 times platinum. 40 million sales in the U.S. But
it's a lot of platinum.
But there's just a handful of songs. So when I run across those things, and I try to do this, spread out enough where it doesn't get old, I like to do some original songs I've written. So that's what we're going to do this morning.
Today is Johnny B.
Johnny B songs.
And have any of them gone triple nickel?
I think some have gone triple penny.
Oh, triple penny, yeah. Well, we can't use the penny anymore.
I just need to promote them. Whoops, I've lost hold on a second.
Johnny B's working to...
trying to reconnect. Now we're reconnected. So, I'm doing a live stream on Facebook here, and Brian's going to help me later. We're gonna have a song that Brian's gonna play that I sent him last night of me and my brother, and it will be the introduction and segue to one of the songs I wrote. And that's why I wanted to use it.
Don't worry, I'm not singing. That's not how I'm helping.
Well, I thought I'd start with the first song I ever wrote. I think I was in junior high school, about 1965, maybe a freshman, and I'd started playing the guitar, but I was just had the biggest crush on this girl. God bless her. She's since passed away here recently, and but we went all the way through school together. But she threw me over for a buddy of mine, and to vent, I went home and wrote a song, and I had to take the lessons that my dad had taught me and not do something really ugly or reckless, but instead just learn to deal with it, you know. So the song is called Hate.
Wow.
You can tell it's from a young, naive boy. When I saw him walking my baby all the way home, I knew that he had stole her, that her love for me was gone. But now I know the reason she chased right after me. I was nothing but a stepping stone to get to his jealousy. But hate ain't good for nothing. Hate ain't worth a dime. Hate's built against the hope, strength, and love of all mankind. Yeah. Now it's been a whole long year since she said goodbye to me. And all that time there's been a building up such a bitter enmity. But I can't overcome it. Just remember what the good Lord said. When your neighbor slaps you in your face, just remember, turn your head. And this: hate ain't good for nothing. Hate ain't worth a dime. Hate's built against the hope, strength, and love of all mankind. Yeah. When I finally became a man, learned how to love and how to live, how to not always be taken, and instead how to give. But people still are hating, making war instead of love. In a world gone crazy, we need words from up above like this: hate ain't good for nothing. Hate ain't worth a dime. Hate's built against the hope, strength, and love of all mankind. Yeah. Hate is an old thing, it's mighty old. It's filled with fuel, it's about to explode, drowning out all of that precious love. Yeah. Hate ain't good for nothing. Hate ain't worth a dime. Hate's built against the hope, strength, and love of all mankind. Yeah. Don't hate. Oh, kind of silly, but I'm going to preserve it. And here's a song that I wrote in law school. Interesting how this song came about. I was, in college you go home on the weekend. Well, I didn't because I played football, but out when the season was over, I'd go home on the weekends. But in law school, you don't. You got to study. But a bunch of us would always find time on either a Friday or Saturday night, maybe a Sunday night, to go out and have a little libation and relax and enjoy. And I was at a table sitting with a dear friend of mine and some others, Mary Lynn Cope. She later became a Kirby, marrying Hugh Kirby. I think her husband's Hugh, and became a lawyer in Marietta, Georgia, or Atlanta. And but I can't remember what I said to her, but she turned to me and she said, "Well, it's as right as wrong could ever be." And then she went, and she was always a card, always a cut up. She said, "Well, I think I just wrote a song." And I said, "Well, I could write one with that title." And she said, "Oh, you could not." I said, "I'll bet everybody here around the table by next Friday night, I'll come here with a song with that title." And so a pot was garnered there, and the next Friday night, I won it. And here's the song. It's as right as wrong could ever be. Now, the other interesting thing about it, I did this. I've been singing this song obviously for decades and years, but along the way I forgot I had a third verse. In the original, there was a third verse. And somehow it just came back to me. Back in 2011, that's when the verse came back to me. I made a note of it, and it just came out back in full, crystal clear, and it was just one of those moments. So, it's as right as wrong could ever be by Johnny B. A mirror on the wall, have you got some time to talk? I'd like a moment of your time, a chance to ease my mind. You ask, what could it be that makes tears roll down my cheeks? It could be life's worst sin, but strong men do give in. And it's as right as wrong could ever be. It's as close to being good as bad can be. Far too much to make a blind man see. Yes, it's as right as wrong could ever be. I'm ashamed, but then I'm not. I'm sad, but not a lot. I'm mad, but happy too. I'm glad, but then I'm blue. He's the only friend I ever had. I've known him since we were lads. But she is my whole life, even though she is his wife. But it's as right as wrong could ever be. It's as close to being good as bad can be. Far too much to make a blind man see. But it's as right as wrong could ever be. What's that look in your eyes? It couldn't be surprise. Could it be disgust? Oh yes, I guess it must. But I can't give her up. It just would hurt too much. I love him too, you see, but she's a special part of me. And it's as right as wrong could ever be. It's as close to being good as bad can be. Far too much to make a blind man see. But it's as right as wrong could ever be. Yes, it's as right as wrong could ever be. There you have it. Paid for my dinner the next Friday night, I'll tell you that, and a few beverages. This is one of those true life experiences that inspired this song. They say, write what you know about, so I did. And I think it may be the best song I've ever written. Some folks think so. I got to play this up in the key of F, folks, in the D chord progression, meaning I got to put a capo on the 3rd fret, which can mess with the tuning, so I'm checking the tuning. Irritating, I know. I do it because I care. There we go. Where Does the Love Go? 2012. Where does the love go? Do you know? Where does it hide? Where has it flown? Is there a place true love goes? Where does the love go? Do you know? I can recall a blushing bride. I can remember all the love inside. But disappointments took their toll, and expectations left us cold. She was my woman and I her man. Couldn't tell where she stopped and I began. That's what makes it hard to carry on. Living together but all alone. So where does the love go? Do you know? Tell me, where does it hide? Where has it flown? Is there a place true love goes? Where does the love go? Do you know? I never dreamed that we'd be here with the love so cold, there are no tears. Where there are things you just don't want to know, 'cause it's just easier to let it go. But when I stop and look around, see folks like us all over town. We're not unique, we're not alone. We're just the way it seems to go. So where does the love go? Do you know? Tell me, where does it hide? Where has it flown? Is there a place true love goes? Where does the love go? Do you know? Is there a place love abides? A place I can go and love I'll find? Is there a place true love goes? Where does the love go? Do you know? Where does the love go? Do you know? Hey, sorry about that little pause, but I was on 2 pages and wanted to make sure I didn't mess up. But since I used to write nothing but... Oh, we're ready to take a break here, aren't we, Brian? Am I correct?
Sure. You were in the middle of a thought, though. You used to write slow songs or ballads?
Well, I'll say this. I wrote a lot of love songs, but every single one of them was a tear-jerk, broken heart, crying your beer song. And Avent, my good buddy, finally chastised me enough by saying, I don't think you can write a true love song. And I did. But since we'll be coming out of a break, we're going to postpone it a song or two. Okay?
Yeah.
Because Brian has been gracious to help me with something we've never done before. And I'll explain it when we come back from the break in just a few moments.
You want to take that break now, though, right? Yeah.
Well,
that's my stall tactic. My computer restarted.
Okay.
And now it's just playing anything it wants to right now, apparently.
Tell me. I'll do whatever you say. I'll go ahead and do this song.
I think we're good now.
Okay.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
Lace up your best kicks for a night of impact benefiting First Shot. Join us for the annual Sneaker Ball presented by Venture Express. Spend Sunday, April 26th with NFL Hall of Famer and Super Bowl MVP Marcus Allen. The event kicks off at 6 with a VIP meet and greet at 5. Reserve your table today. Call Coach Andy Herzer at 615-631-5312. We'll see you at the Sneaker Ball benefiting First Shot on April 26th.
South Central Bank has 2 CD specials that will help your money grow. South Central Bank has a 5-month CD with an annual percentage yield of 4.15% or a 25-month CD with an annual percentage yield of 3.8%. 2 great ways to put your money to work. You choose the term that works best for you. $500 minimum balance to obtain the APY. Stop by any of our convenient South Central Bank locations today and take advantage of our 2 great rates. South Central Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Life's too short to stress about insurance. That's why Ray Call at Rayburn Insurance is here to make sure you have the right coverage without all the hassle. He'll work hard to provide you with personalized service and finding the best solutions for you and your family. Whether you're looking for auto, home, or business insurance, Rick Hall's got you covered. Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency. Let him handle the details so you can focus on what really matters.
Good Neighbor Events is brought to you by the law offices of John Day, AmeriCare Pest Control, and Old National Bank.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $600 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 30th, 2026.
Now, WGNS Good Neighbor Events. The Salvation Army's The Princess and Her Hero begins at 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon at the Salvation Army on West Main Street. All of the area princesses and their brave heroes, dads, grandpas, uncles, or even a special father figure. A fairy tale evening of their daughter and their hero. It starts at 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. The admission, $5 per family at the door. That's this Saturday at the Salvation Army. And remember, the Red Cross is critically low on blood. Please give the gift of life. Phone 800-RED-CROSS and make an appointment to give blood at a time that fits your schedule. There's a free grief support group every Wednesday morning at 10 at the St. Clair Senior Center. Don't throw away Old Glory. Bring your tattered American flag to WGNS and let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 63. Lows around 42. Tonight, chance of rain showers. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Right now, it's 58 degrees.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Sharing Change has donated now over $12 million to local nonprofits. Find out how your spare change can make a big impact at sharingchange.org.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
And Johnny B's back with you with Brian Barrett, the world's greatest radio producer. And how many titles do you have here at WGNS?
One too many.
I know.
Yeah.
Like manager or something like that, or?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, what is it really?
Station manager.
Station manager. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That means you get to tell people what to do, right?
I'm the only one.
Well, somebody, I saw this story. Is it last night, this morning? I can't remember. But there's this old woman prospector out in the Old West. She's an old lady, but she's been prospecting forever. And she goes into town to get, resupplied up. And this old cowboy, he's had a few, walks out of the saloon, sees her standing over there with her mule, and putting stuff in saddlebags and whatever. And he goes, "Well, hey, Granny, you like to dance?" She goes, "No, I never did like to dance." He said, "Well, you're going to dance now." And he pulls out his 6-gun and starts shooting at her feet. And people have gathered around, and she's dancing because she doesn't want to get hit. And he runs out, shoots off 6 bullets, and then the people still there just amazed at it. And he turns around to walk back in the bar when he hears her remove, open, load and cock a double-barrel shotgun.
Wow.
And he turns around to look at her, and the crowd's looking, and she's got it aimed dead at him. He said, "Let me ask you something, cowboy. You ever kissed the hind end of a mule?" He goes, "No, but I've always wanted to." So, folks, this is a very special song to me. It's called "On the Other Side." This was originally written by me as a poem to be the eulogy, which I did give at my baby brother David's funeral. I believe that was 2011. But it was only in 2017 that I decided to put it to music and make it a song. And it means a whole lot to me. I hope maybe it means something to some of you folks, and some of you can relate to it. But there's a part at the end of the song Brian's going to help me with so you'll understand it better. I'm very thankful for the gifts the Lord has given me. He's given me a decent musical ability, a decent lead voice. I can carry a tune and hit the notes. But I've never had a harmony ear or the ability to sing harmony. The only way I ever could sing harmony when I was doing musical theater was I'd have to memorize the harmony as like a second melody line. I couldn't hear it and just do it. My brother David, however, had the most natural ear for harmony I've ever encountered in all my days. And I've sung with a lot of people before and since him. And he could sing the harmony without rehearsal, without anything, if I wanted high, low, in the middle. And so all our lives, he was content, and all the times we performed, for me to sing the lead, like Don Everly and the Everly Brothers, and David sing the harmony, like Phil Everly with the Everly Brothers. Phil always sang the harmony. Don always sang the lead. And I think it's probably something similar went on there. But this song that I wrote after his death has a pretty cool ending, I think. But to give you an example of the harmony, I forwarded this to Brian last night. He's going to be able to at least broadcast it and maybe show the video. And you'll see, from if you can see it, from many decades ago, my brother and I singing one particular song I wanted to sing because of the way my brother sings the harmony on this song called Sweet Leilani. And even though it fades out a little at the end, listen to his transition modulate down in the harmony notes as the song fades out. But Brian, it's all you, buddy.
Sweet Leilani, heavenly flower, nature fashioned roses kissed with dew, and then she placed them in a bower, and then they were the start of you. Sweet Leilani, heavenly flower, tropic skies are jealous as they shine. I think they're jealous of your blue eyes. I think they're jealous 'cause you're mine. For two, I dream of paradise completed. You are my dream come true.
Wow. Was he not incredible?
That's pretty cool.
He did that. Oh, man. So, now you'll understand the ending of this song on the other side a little better. I'll see you, brother, on the other side, where you will lead and be my guide down shady lanes and quiet walks. We'll stroll along and laugh and talk. You'll answer all my whys and whens, for you'll be my big brother then, because you have gone on before. You'll show me all I have in store. On the other side, that's where we'll be together for eternity. Freed from the side where life must end, safe on that side where life begins. You'll show me why there are no tears, no pain, no worry, and no fears. And when at last I understand, you'll tell me all that you have planned. How all your buds will be there soon to listen to you sing your tunes with the sweetest notes you've ever sung. Forever happy, forever young. On the other side, that's where we'll be together for eternity. Freed from the side where life must end, safe on that side where life begins. And I'll join in and sing with you, just like the way we used to do. But then you'll grin and wink at me, for I can finally sing the harmony. On the other side, that's where we'll be, together for eternity, freed from this side where life must end, safe on that side where life begins. Oh man, get choked up thinking about my brother. So we'll go back to the song I was talking about, a true love song. And so I won another bet with my buddy Avent when I was able to write what he considered a pretty doggone good true love song. Oh me, have I lost my batteries? No, there they are. Or there it is. My battery. Ooh, looking pretty good. Ooh, the only one is the... Get up there now. Always and Never, 2012. It's early morning and sleep eludes me. As I watch you slumber, my heart is yearning to write down all the reasons why I'll love you forever, and how they all began with always and never. You're always true, you never deceive me. You're always for me, you never are against me. You're always glad to see me, and you miss me when I'm away. You never want me to be gone a single day. You always accept me, you never judge me. You always heal me, you never hurt me. You always build me up, and you never tear me down. And when you look at me, you always smile and never frown. You always listen to me, you never ignore me. You're always happy for me, you're never jealous of me. You always forgive me, you're always patient, always kind. And when I fail to measure up, you never mind. You're always a giver, you never are a taker. And in this whole wide world, there's not enough paper to write down all the reasons why I love you more than ever. But it's all because you always and never. So let me give them back to you in this feeble attempt I'm making. The things my heart must say should I die before you're waking. How long will I love you? Will I ever not adore you? The answers are always and never. Yes, the answers are always and never. And there you have it, always and never. This song has a interesting origin as well, like some other songs. In 2019, after undergoing an emergency appendectomy, I developed a bowel obstruction which landed me in St. Thomas Midtown in Nashville in intensive care, with a tube up my nose, down my throat, into my abdomen and beyond. And I was there a full week. And they tried to remove the tube on Wednesday, but it didn't work, so they had to put it back in. And that night, I hit what I think was the lowest point in my life. Convinced that I was not going to live, convinced I would never see Thanksgiving, because this was in October of 2019, late October, and Thanksgiving was on the way. Never see Christmas with my kids, and certainly never see another New Year with my family or other ones, or just welcome another New Year to my life. But the Lord, in His mercy, grace, and power, healed me. And I did spend Thanksgiving with my kids. I didn't eat a lot, but I had a few bites. And then I spent Christmas with them. And I saw New Year 2020 come in. And that's when I sat down and wrote the song in January of 2020. Because I realized that none of us know. God knows. The Word says how many days we have to live in our lifetime. And we should never presume on the future. And going back to my brother David, I think in many times, in many ways, I did presume on the future that he would always be around. And didn't take advantage of sometimes, and have some regrets there. But it fascinates me that some people die as infants, some die in childhood, some die as teenagers, some as young adults, some as middle-aged. And then some people live to ripe old ages. I've just always been perplexed by that. So the Lord wrote this song, and He told me, not only don't presume on the future, He said, be thankful for every moment you've got. And it's, Lord, thank you for the time. 2020. Another year has come and gone, and Lord, you've blessed me once again to see another old year out and another new year in. How many more will I be granted? How many more will be mine? It's not for me to know, but Lord, thank you for the time. Those times with Mom and Dad were such precious times we had. Time with brother, sister too. Time with my love, oh so true. Time with all my kids. Time with my friends and all my kin. Lord, thank you once again. How long one's life will be is such a mystery. But no matter how long one lives, this life on earth is but a mist. So I yearn to make it last, because it goes so fast. And till those golden stairs I climb, Lord, thank you for the time. Time with Mom and Dad were all such precious times we had. Time with brother, sister too. Time with my love, oh so true. Time with all my kids. Time with my friends and all my kin. Lord, thank you once again. And till those golden stairs I climb, Lord, thank you for the time. Amen. So we need to do some of the Western ballads I've written. Well, I think I need to. This was my buddy Truman Jones's favorite song I ever wrote. Wrote it all the way back in 2008. Six Gun Slim. Listen close to the story here. Six Gun Slim, Six Gun Slim. Oh, I can't help but wonder where old Six Gun's been. You could find him down at the courthouse, just sweeping up for change. No one cared about him, and no one knew his name. We all just called him Six Gun, a bum down on his luck. No one cared where he came from or why that nickname stuck. His lanky frame was withered, he was beaten down with age. But there was something in his stride that spoke of better days. Folks would jeer and taunt him, but Six Gun paid no mind. His sly old grin was from a different place, a different time. Six Gun Slim, Six Gun Slim. No, I can't help but wonder where old Six Gun's been. Then one Sunday morning, 3 outlaws came to town. We were dreaming peaceful dreams, all snug and nestled down. But Six Gun, he was watching, and he sounded the alarm. While we were sleeping, no one knew that he was standing guard. By the time we all had gathered, we just knew it was too late. Our marshal was away from town, and no one would take his place. While we were wondering what to do and busy wringing our hands, Six Gun stepped out in the street to face that outlaw band. He said, "This is your last chance to leave this town alive." 'Twas then that we all noticed a gun hung at his side. The outlaws stood there waiting. We thought they'd surely draw, but they were staring in his eyes. What was it that they saw? Six Gun Slim, Six Gun Slim. No, I can't help but wonder where old Six Gun's been. Then I saw on Six Gun's face a grin I'd seen before. But he was standing tall and straight, he was beaten down no more. It seemed the outlaws recognized this tall and fearless man, and that they knew he held their lives right there in his hands. And then the outlaws, they rode away as quickly as they'd come. Six Gun went back to doing just what he'd always done. We all still called him Six Gun, but it was not the same. We added honor to the words and Mr. to his name. 6 Gun Slim, 6 Gun Slim. Oh, I can't help but wonder where Mr. 6 Guns Big. I kind of like it. And the other ballad that I'm really fond of is called The Valley of the Gun. Interesting story about this song. I wrote it in reverse. I wrote it the opposite way I usually always write songs. I usually have an idea, a theme, a storyline, and then start putting melody and lyrics together. But here, I just had this melody in my head, and I just kept playing it over and over for the longest time. Whoops. Come on. Okay. And, but then a line popped into my head about the Valley of the Gun. And then it morphed into a story about heinous crimes and revenge. And then I decided to focus on a group of people I've always had a heart for, been on my heart. And several groups I support are Native Americans. And so I kind of set it in the California Gold Rush. I knew just enough to know in Northern California there in the Gold Rush that there was a lot of slaughter and a lot of abuse of the native tribes and driving them off their land and mine for gold. But I didn't know any details. It was only after I'd written the song and played it several times that I decided to go and look and do some real life research, and I was amazed, agog, that the song I'd written was so true to real history, and especially in the California Gold Rush area. And the more I studied, the more I gathered information, the more I was led to begin writing a novella, a story, a novella, a book by the same title, which can tell the whole story, because you can only say so much in a song. A song can only be so long. And it's one of the 3 items on my bucket list, and I have already begun writing it. I've written several chapters. I would love one day to release the song and the book together, asking the purchaser to listen to the song first, maybe more than once, and then read the book, and then probably go back and listen to the song again. But The Valley of the Gun, 2012. I can still see him up there on the hill, his tall silhouette so dark and still. Atop his steed against the setting sun, above the valley of the gun. His unremorseful eyes stole one last look, staring down o'er the plain where 5 lives he took. This deadly ground where he spared none. Forever now the valley of the gun. Now heed my words, everyone. Beware the valley of the gun. The Valley of Sparkling Waters was its name. a land to behold, for that evil came. Named for the pristine stream that swiftly flowed, and for its bed of stones that brightly glowed. Excuse me. To this valley came 5 men of enterprise, an opportunity to seize a land to mine. But the valley was the home and holy land of a small and peaceful native band. So heed my words, everyone. Beware the valley of the gun. The 5 found evil men, men for hire, and in the dark of night they came with death and fire. The valley's fertile fields turned to red-stained mud, its waters filled with charred bones and flesh and blood. 10 destroyers rode away, but 1 returned. Was it the wind or a plaintive cry he'd heard? Amidst the carnage none could survive. He found a small native boy still alive. Now heed my words, everyone. Beware the valley of the gun. The boy became a man of hardened will, his life consumed with the men that he must kill. I knew the day would come when he would ride to cleanse the valley of that night when he had cried. Oh, I can still see him up there on the hill, and him ride away to find the men who must pay still. Will 9 be enough? Will he feel his work is done? Or will he come for me in the valley of the gun? So heed my words, everyone. Beware the valley of the gun. Yes, heed my words, everyone. Beware the valley of the gun. Oh, beware your valley of the gun. And there we have it, and that wraps up our show. Thank you all. God bless you, everyone.
Subscribe to Big G TV, local content that matters to Rutherford County.